getting going now. We can get the chats up. Pop up that chat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting Twitch up. Twitch. Hey, yo, Twitch, what up? Mute site always muted. Pop up chat. Hell yeah, we did it. Hell yeah, I popped out that chat. What do you fucking think of that, motherfuckers? We got that. Got a commercial for the army. Do you want to join the army with me, Rena?
Not that army.
I know. Imagine fighting for the United States at this point. Imagine
Well, yeah,
that
what are we gonna
fucking
do? Go to war with fucking
bullshit
Canada? Are you
with
fucking
Canada
kidding
so you
me?
can fucking murder some Canadian babies.
God. Murder you, it's like shit.
I gotta get this over here. There it is. Let me keep the share going with you. Alrighty. We're good. Oh no, I fucked up. Ladies and gentlemen and friends beyond the binary, welcome to Medioker Poker. Oh, snap, we're in a hand already, and it's pretty shitty, so I'm just going to go ahead and fold that on the big blind. That's our first hand of the day. We're off at PLO 25. I'm here with Rayna Sunshine. How you doing, Rayna?
I'm doing fabulous.
Yeah, she's doing great. Did you do a bunch of charity work today? Is that what you did?
Yes, definitely a fun activity.
She worked so hard. We're going to fold this bad hand in a small blind, even to a limp from seat 4. We're going to mark them as a limper. Limp, and we're going to give them a mouse. I'll give them a fish because they're loose passive and they're brought in small. So give them a fish. Mouse is for tight. So there's 4. Let's talk about the 4 categories. There's like a knit, which there's like tight, which is tight passive, which is a knit. There's loose passive, which is like a fist, which they just call a bunch of stuff, but they don't ever raise or bet. And then there's tight aggressive, which is what we're trying to be, which is like the good players. It's like you play tight, but then when you have a hand, then when you're playing, you play. And then there's loose aggressive, which is a category also known as maniacs. So like those are basically the 4 player types, and there's different ways to counter each of them, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today. We've got ace 8, 8, 5 with a suited ace, and so we're going to 3-bet that, which we were just learning as we were playing in our PLO mastermind trainer, as we were doing, Rayna and I were doing before we got. You could get a free PLO mastermind trainer if you click the link in the description box there. And we got 4-bet here, and that tells me we need to fold. I don't think I can call a 4-bet here. That looks to me like they've probably got aces or kings at least. I'm going to go ahead and fold this. That 3-bet, no good. So there we go. We got 4-bet. 7, 8, 9 jack with a suited jack. I think that's good enough to bring in. So mostly a rundown. We've got a suit to the high end of the rundown. And we just take that one down. So we know that seat 5 had something because they were willing to fold there, even on the big blind. So they aren't just a maniac. Seat 5 is almost certainly had us beat. I think it was a good fold. We've got queen, queen, 4, 3 facing a raise in the hijack. We were literally just testing this, Rayna. What should we do here?
We should, I want to say we should call.
I'm going to say we should fold, but I'm playing what Rayna says. We're going to see what Rayna says. We'll see what happens here.
Okay. Oh, great.
Yeah, we're out of position, multi-way with a pair of queens. And we're not looking great here.
Uh-oh.
I will be checking this, by the way, and we will not be calling a bet. So we're going to go ahead and, well, I mean, we could call a bet. We could call a bet, but we'll be checking. I think we could stick around with a pair. Well, we don't have any equity. We can't make a straight, and we can't make a flush. So
Okay,
I think we should fold.
we're headed.
We should fold to a pot-sized bet. Yeah.
We should fold.
We've got no equity in this hand at all. Like the only thing that can save us is a queen, and even that wouldn't beat 3 kings. So like, get out of here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the only card that can come that would help our hand is a queen. Like that's literally it. Ace 10, 5, 4 fold in the low jack under the gun there. So we're down already. We're doing great. We're off to the races.
Yeah, we're doing fabulous.
Oh, we didn't, I disagree with that call, but that's okay. That's okay. We were surprised at like what calls when we were doing our training session, we were doing our practice session. Both of us were surprised at the hands we were supposed to call versus the hands we thought we should fold, and the hands you should 3-bet. So like it really does pay to do the trainings and kind of learn what and why. And then when you get them wrong, you can go in and look at all your mistakes, and you can go see why that was a mistake and go into depth and study each hand and see what you were supposed to do, and kind of it'll tell you why. It's a great little system. PLOmastermind.com. You can
it's amazing, actually.
It's a great resource. Just sign up for a free account, and if you do so, use the link below in the description box. So Check. Oh yeah, we got we limped in and we got a free roll here to a pair of aces. So this would be a good one to bet, but not from us because we're out of position and these two could easily have a single ace in their hand.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
if they check this one, we almost kind of want to. And now we hit a jack, so I think we should be betting this. I was gonna bluff it anyway, but like now we have probably almost certainly the best hand at this point. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and pot that again. And if we get beat by someone with an ace, then they slow played an ace, and then we learn. They do. They slow played an ace in position. In position. So this person is so passive. Limp didn't bet ace, ace, ace in position. So they were trapping
Wow.
us, but it was a bad hand to trap because like so many things could have beat him. Like you shouldn't trap with trips unless like you've got everything covered. Like, I don't know, with naked trips like that, that's a really bad idea. But whatever, we're the one that lost the chips, so
Fair. Yep.
we probably shouldn't have taken an aggressive position and out of position, and that was our mistake. We should have just checked it down and called everything. They probably wouldn't have bet pot a bunch of times, but they might have. So learn and let learn. Like if you don't have a premium, there's no real good reason to bluff out of position, especially if you've got showdown value, but it's weak showdown value, which is what we had a marginal hand. We should have checked. We just should have checked it all the way down and just won a light pot,
Yes, I get
instead
it.
of losing a bunch of chips and putting a bunch of chips in the pot and losing it.
No, yeah, that looked terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Oh yeah, it's a real bad hand.
It's like finally
We
getting.
would have had a set, but still the worst set. But would have been good right about now. Yeah, I'd feel fine. Well, now that the wheel came. Ace 9, ace queen 9 3 on the cutoff. What were we supposed to do with hands like this? We are supposed to like bet them, right? Yeah, we're gonna bet that because it's a suited ace. Oh, the 9 sucks.
Yeah.
And the 3 sucks. So we'll see. Well, the 9's connected to the queen. The 3's connected to the ace. It's not the worst hand, but like we do have a backdoor wheel draw, backdoor straight flush draw, and a Broadway draw, and a backdoor nut flush draw. So we're gonna go ahead and c-bet this for half pot. Let's see. Now we're out of positions. Yeah, we'll bet it. We'll c-bet it because we have a lot of equity here. So we're just gonna bet our equity. And that's a good flop for our range that we came in swinging. And that makes our hand better. We now have a straight flush draw and also the nut flush draw. So we're just going to keep betting, and we're going to bet the pot. We're going to bet the pot for that. Hope we catch something. Because if they call, they've got probably a king at least. They're going to raise us. Let's go all in. Probably should have just called. They have a set of kings and we lose all our chips. That was a bad snap call. So we're already down a buy-in. So we're learning that I'm playing badly. I'm playing overly aggressive out of position. So that's not a thing to do. It's that raise should have that re-raise we should have folded. We shouldn't have just snap potted. That was a terrible decision. It was so bad.
It was so fast, and I
know.
couldn't
I wasn't
say
even
like
thinking about it. I wasn't even thinking. I was
we
like,
should.
we're gonna do it. I have already decided. Like, yeah, that was terrible poker. That was an embarrassing thing that I just did. It was just god awful. Well, we got some good playing to do. We got to crawl out of our hole. We're down a bullet. Dude, a really bad decision there.
Wow, we're like 10 minutes in and 1
10.
bullet down.
Yep.
But now it's
Haven't
time
won a
for
ain't
the
won a hand
comeback
yet.
story. This is like one of those
There we
comeback stories
are.
that they
10,
make movies
10,
about.
7, 3. We're gonna fold that. Gonna fold that in the under the gun position. Here we go on the big blind here. We got ace 3, 8, 5. That's not a great hand, not a good hand, but it's good enough to defend the big blind with, especially if we get a free roll, which we might get a raise here.
I keep forgetting what's a free roll.
Free roll means we're already on the big blind and no one raises it. They're just limping in. So we get a small blind limper here. SB limper.
Oh, but if we got a raise, we
Multi-way
would bail out.
limper. No, I would have defended it because I got a
Okay.
suited ace and a wheel draw. So we have we hit our wheel, or we have a real good wheel draw. We've got a backdoor thing, but we're out of position, so we're not gonna bluff out of position. Now we have that card doesn't help us at all. So we're just, but we are gonna call. No, I don't think so. I mean, we would need a 3 or a 5 or an ace. So we got that's 3, 6, 9 outs plus an ace would give us 11, 12 outs. Yeah, that's worth calling. There we go. Oh no, that's terrible for us.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I thought maybe we had something, but they're not betting it.
Hmm.
And so I wonder if we bet the pot. We're in position. Let's bet the pot. Let's bluff it. They're probably going to call us with our king, and we're going to lose. We hit. Yay! Position. They showed weakness. They didn't bet. We're in the small blind, but we do have suited ace king with a jack and a 5. I think this is a bet. This is a 3-bet even. So we're going to bet that. Definitely we're bringing that in with a suited ace and 3 to Broadway and 2 to the wheel. Bad flop for us though, so we're going to check it out of position because it's a real bad flop. That's terrible for our range. We're not supposed to have anything, and that's really good for their range, so we have to let that go. What a bummer. What a bummer. That was real good for their range, and they're passive. And I mean, remember they checked 3 kings, so like if they bet that, they've got something, right? We have a suited ace again. We have a 3. The 8 is kind of stupid, and we don't like our suit blockers, but we're on the button, so we're gonna bet it. It's still a suited ace, and that's fine. We just take it down. We're happy to just take that down, not pay any rake. What do you think of this one, Rayna? This is a tricky one, right? It's like it kind of looks good, but it kind of looks bad. That 2 really sucks, doesn't it? 10s aren't that good.
Yeah,
We're blocking. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to let that go. It's like it looks like it's good.
It looks like it's good. It definitely
But
looks
it's
like
not. But it's not. Let's see what would have come of it. So and seat 3 brought in, but they brought in for a min click, so they have something kind of. Such a weird thing. These players play so weird. I had fancy play syndrome out of the gates, and that sucks. And I gotta quit doing that shit.
You have
Just
what syndrome?
fancy play syndrome. I was trying to like, hey, I can bluff them off this. It's like if they want to put money in the pot, they're not gonna bluff. If they put money in the pot, they're not gonna fold. Like I should just be playing ABC poker. It's where I lost it. Just play straightforward poker. When you have it, you bet. When you don't, you don't. And there's room to bluff, but never out of position. And so that's a bad hand. So I'm just gonna fold it. So remind me never to bluff out of position, Rayna.
Okay, never bluff out of
It's
position.
just a bad idea anyway. It's just so bad. Even as the pre-flop raiser.
But then I worry, like if you make a universal rule, does that
Well, of course not
telegraph.
universal. Like if
Yeah,
something is so obvious where we need to bluff, we're gonna
right.
break the rule.
In
But
in
like
general,
in general, don't let me do that shit that I did on that one hand when I lost to the three kings. I should have just checked it down, and they would have bet. We would have lost some because I wasn't gonna go anywhere. But I mean, if they double barreled, I would have probably. If they double barreled like pot, I probably would have called one straight, and then if they did it again, I would have been like, yeah, but I definitely would have called any turn bet instead of if I hadn't bet the turn myself. So that was a huge mistake. Now look, our terrible hands looking real good all of a sudden with our 6, 7, 8, 9, and our queen, our second nut flush. But it all busted and broke apart, and we had nothing, and we're not in the hand. I should be watching what the other players are doing, is what I should be doing. There's a very large size bet from seat 3 in position on the river. So they have value. They have something. What does seat 6 do?
now that's great, right?
Ace.
Oh,
It's
no,
good. These are not the
good.
best aces. There's no suit. We do have a jack, but the 7's not great. So these are aces, and aces are always worth a 3-bet, but this is the weaker side of aces. So we're gonna 3-bet, and we're gonna call a 4-bet because it's aces, but we're not gonna 5-bet. And they just called, and we did hit our aces, so we're gonna go pretty hard on that. So there's two schools of thought. We should protect our checking range here and check, or we should bet. And I think we should just bet because I don't want those hearts to come. Then again, we have a heart blocker. I'm going to check and see if they do anything. We want them to bet, and then we can check raise them. And so now we do have the 7 blocker to the straight. So we block the straight, and we block the flush, and we have a set of aces. So I'm betting the pot. And we'll see if they call. And the queen, that's good for us. I think we're going to go all in. I think we're good. If they have 7, 8, we lose. Great. Terrific. So that made
That was
sense, right?
great. Yeah,
That was good poker as opposed to before when it was terrible poker.
because this time you had all your bases covered
Yeah. So we've got
pretty
10,
well.
9, 9, 6 on the small blind here facing a raise from. So I'm gonna say we fold this, even though we've got a paired like connected hand. It's not a good pair. We're in the small blind, and this hand is all because we've got a limper. We know it's going multi-way. So the only way to do this would be to 3-bet it, and it's just, to me, it's just not a strong enough hand to 3-bet from the small blind from out of position. So I'm gonna fold it.
Okay.
Do you understand? Does that make sense to you? Especially, yeah, multi-way. Yeah, look at that. I mean, we would have had an
Yes.
overpair here, but we would have had no equity.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And it's a bad overpair. It's not even a good overpair.
Yeah. It's a bad
And now,
hand. It's a
yeah,
bad flop.
now the wheel came. Now there's a double flush opportunity. This is just a dangerous board, and it's just would. And then there's betting too. So, and it's multi-way. Like,
Does that mean
happy
this
to
is
be out of this hand.
is this like a wet board?
Yeah, it's a very, very, very wet board. Yes, very wet board. 2 suits, 2 flush potentials, and straights. Very wet. 10, Jack, Queen on the button facing a raise. That 5 sucks. That 5 of hearts sucks. We're gonna let it go. The Queen, yeah, that's Broadway, but it's the ass end of Broadway, and so we're gonna let it go. The 5, the disconnect now. See, this is a different story, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
Quite a
much
lot.
better Broadway, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Now it's not suited, but we do have a pair of kings and an ace blocker, so here we go. And we're just gonna take it down, which is fine. Happy to take it down. 8, queen, 8-8-4, suited to the queen. Facing a raise from early
Fold.
position from a fish, a passive
Oh,
player.
yeah.
Yes, that's a fold.
Yes.
Someone that's limping, when someone that limps
Oh, that's right.
from the
They
small
got a
blind,
solid
yeah.
hand. Yeah.
When someone limps from the small blind, knowing it's already in an already multi-way pot, like, and they bring in an early position, you know they've got a monster. So we would have had 3-4s, but we wouldn't have had any equity. And look at all this nonsense. That could easily be 3-10s, but it's probably aces because they 3-bet and they called. What did happen there? Someone 3-bet. This is a weird hand. And that's a half pot bet real fast from early position. So I think they have aces or kings. This person is saying they have a 4, and they probably do. Nope, they have nothing. Just bad clubs. And they did have aces, and they hit their full house. And this person was on a bad. Wow, what did they bet? That is worth looking at. Let's take a look at that hand. Let's review that hand.
Okay.
I gotta sit this one out. Sit out the next hand. We'll go ahead and can you see? You can't see my screen with the hand review.
I can see
Raina?
the hand. I can see it now. I can see the hand review.
Okay, good. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look here. Here's our hand that we were in.
Okay,
we
we're
had
under the gun +1. That's us, right?
Yes, it says me. Under the gun +1 says me here. We're seat 2, 8-8, queen 4. Seat 3 is the one we're investigating here. So seat 6. So what happened out of the gate? So we were dealt, and under the gun raises. Under the gun was seat 1, and they raised, and then they didn't. And then they got betted out, I guess. They didn't. They ended up folding. But the seat 1 raise, which is seat 1 here. Seat 1 is the one right. The fish. That's right. The fish. The fish to my right. We're seat 2, and seat 1 raised, and then they got called, and then they got re-raised by seat by me. No, this is not making sense. I didn't re-raise them. Under the gun +2. So under the gun +2 is seat 3. That's they got re-raised with king 5-6-3. So it is double suited, but that's just really bad. So what that tells us about seat 3 is they overvalue hands. They're probably someone that plays a lot of PLO, but they don't study. They just play with what they think is good, and it's not actually good. They don't really understand pre-flop ranges. They think they do, and so they see a double suited hand and like a low straight opportunity, and they bet that. And then when it came, they did have a straight draw, or not a straight draw. They had a flush draw, but it was a flush draw to the 6, and then they went hard with it. They 3-bet it. So like I would call that loose aggressive, is what I would call that. So we're gonna give them a flame, and we're gonna call them loose aggressive. And then I'm gonna say I'm back, and then we'll go ahead and fade that in. We're gonna get back in the game here. So there we are. And we are going to we'll post our missed blinds to get back in it. So we're going to call them loose aggressive, which actually sucks to have behind you. But we're going to put a caveat on that. So we're going to call that a leg. We're going to check that because it's not a good hand. And we're going to say okay to bluff catch. So do you know what bluff catching is, Rayna?
I know you explained it to me before, but I could use a refresher.
So bluff catching is like when you've got like a hand, but it's not a great hand, but someone else bets like the pot and bets big, and you think they might be bluffing, but you're not sure. what you do is when the pot odds make sense, you call. And so bluff catching is like they can be bluffing, so like my marginal hand could win even though it's a large bet on the river. That's called a bluff catch. So let's take a look here. We have a raise to our just very bad hand, but we are in position. Yeah, I'm gonna call it. I would call this on the big blind. And if I call it in the big blind, I should call it on the hijack. That's not good at all. And they love it. If we just don't have anything here, I'm gonna let that go. That's just a shitty hand. Period. It's also shitty. Let's free roll, free roll, free roll. No free roll today. Early position says, I like my hand. Or they're bluffing. Because that's what they do. But they like, and there's a 3-bet from a passive player. So like we're gonna go ahead and let that go to their aces or kings. And they're gonna bet. They checked their 3-bet. We'll go to position, and we're gonna see yeah, it was a check raise. I thought that might be happening. They've got aces. They have aces. I am sure of it. They might have aces, and they might have a suited ace to the heart. And 3, bet all in with a bad flush draw. And they did have kings with a suited ace. So that's what I mean by bluff catching. That person there is going to do that. And they had a really bad draw again. They lost their whole stack there. So this player like played very, very face up, and this player just helped them out, just donated to them basically. We're in the small blind facing a raise from that player who was limping earlier, so we're gonna go ahead and
That's
drop
the
that. We
classic
think
fold
seat
scenario.
1's playing face up. We're just gonna believe every bet they make. Like we just believe them. Seat 3 is just going crazy, and they're gonna go real aggro with their draws. I think basically they're potting their bad draws, and they're bluffing at the wrong times, but they think they're bluffing shrewdly. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch, because if they do a re-raise but it's not pot sized, that's probably an indicator that they actually have it. Is what I would think. What do you think about that? Does that make sense to you, Rayna?
Uh, kind of go back over it.
So we've been watching them, seat 3, and they've been doing pot-sized re-raises with bad, weak draws,
Okay.
meaning those are bluffs essentially. And
Okay.
because that's why they're doing a pot size, because they want to scare people away, and they want to take down the pot with their giant bet. Now this is double
Okay.
suited, but they're bad cards.
So fold.
And we've got an aggressive motherfucker here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and fold that. We're gonna be a little tight with this guy behind us. We're just gonna tighten up our range a little bit, and actually have stuff like we don't have to go crazy, just a little more tight than we would normally go, because they're keen on over betting and raising. Yeah, no.
Bad.
Yeah, that's not good enough. I might make that bet on the button, and even then, I'm not sure. But anyway, back to what I was saying. If we watch seat 3, because they're bluffing a lot, and they're potting their bad draws. See, now that 6 isn't great, but it's suited to the ace. This isn't great. An early position. It's right on the edge. If that 6 was a 7, I would do it. But like, I'm gonna go ahead and let that go, because it's just a little too disconnected. And it's early position. If I was even in the hijack, I think I would play that, but not in the low jack. And so what I was saying is, if we see C3 do that same move where they re-raise, but they don't re-raise pot, that tells me that they probably have it. because they're not re-raising pot. Do you understand? Their pot size re-raise is a bluff. If they don't bet pot, then it might be an actual made hand.
I see. Okay.
That's my thinking. We don't know that for sure.
Of course not.
But the kind of player that does stuff like that, that seems like that's what they would do. That's my guess. That's my read on that player type. And so we've got a raise from a fish, and we have a double suited pair of eights in the big blind, and I'm thinking of calling here, so I'm going to go ahead and call it. We did not hit. We do have a draw with our clubs, but it's not great. I probably shouldn't have. Well, they checked, but remember they checked their 3 aces before, so they can easily have a full house right there. So we are just going to check it down and hope we get a free roll and we win on the river. But it's not. I don't even think I would call a bet here. Yeah. Yeah, there they go. They've got a piece of that. I'll let them have it. It's a much better hand. I love this hand. Double suited to the ace, double suited ace king. Good rundown. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to 3-bet that for sure.
Oh,
Perfect.
Bailed out. Yep.
Well, they're
Oh no, I was
called
just
and they're
thinking like
called.
number 3 is out and other, it's
We hit top pair, so we hit our ace. We have the best kicker. We don't have 2 pair, but we do have backdoor flush draws. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna 3-bet. I'm gonna c-bet this. I'm gonna bet small though because we are but a third because we're out of position and we are it's a 3-bet pot. So great, we just take it down. Terrific. So that tells us that when we want to bluff seat 1, we can bluff them small. So
right.
we should make a note of that because they'll fold to a small bet. So they'll fold to a small c-bet if they don't have anything. This is double suited. It's not a good double suit, but I'm on the button. See what the fish does. They call. We didn't hit jacks. We do have a straight draw, backdoor flush draw, bad. So we have some equity here. We can c-bet this. We'll c-bet 2/3 because there's 2 hearts there, and there's lots of straight draws. So we're actually going to bet the pot because there's lots of draws here. This is a very wet, draw-heavy board, and right now we have the top pair, and we do have some equity with our backdoor with our gut shot straight draw, but we'd rather just take down the hand there. And like I said, so we're going to go ahead and we bet the pot, and we took it down, and that's a fine result. So I don't think we're going to play this one. I'm going to make a marking here that we can bluff small, value bet high. So what that means is if we know they will fold to a small bet, a small c bet, if they don't have anything, then we can bluff small when hands are good for our range in position. And then when we have it, we're going to bet big because we're hoping that they have something because they'll call us with something if they have it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that exactly. So King 10, 8, 4. I'm gonna fold in the hijack here, even though the King's suited. The 8 and the 4 are disconnected.
Okay. Two disconnected.
Yeah, and we would have hit a 10 with a straight flush draw and a straight and a couple straight draws there. So it wouldn't have been the worst hand to be in, and we definitely would still have reasonable equity here. Yeah, we have a lot of equity in this hand that we're not in, so but that would have went away right there. So that's good. And we saw 2 pair, but I don't think it's enough to win. I think one of these players has a queen at least. Maybe not. That could easily have been a bluff. I would have called that player's pot size bet because they are bluffing a lot on the river and they bet pot. So, king, queen, 8-4 under the gun. I'm going to get rid of that because the 8 and the 4 are very disconnected and we're in early position. Now we're on the big blind. We have a call. This is a defendable hand, a hand that we will defend with, but we're not going to raise it. So there's a call in. I won't call a 3-bet, but if this person brings in, I'm going to still call him. They are going to bring in. We're going to call it. We've got a hand we can defend here. And we do have a straight draw and a backdoor flush draw.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah.
But we'll check it. We don't have, so this person, they checked it. We did hit our straight. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to bet that half pot and just kind of see what everyone does. And if this person raises us pot, we're still calling. They're going to fold. Let's see what this person does. They're going to call us. So we do have a straight, and if they're slow playing a full house, I feel like that's what. So here's the thing. I'm not going to bet pot because the only reason to bet pot would be if we have the nuts because we want them to call, but we don't. Are they going to call us with anything less than a straight? Will a worse hand than a straight call us?
No.
Probably not,
Probably
right?
not. You're foolish too.
Probably not. So, what hand would call? Would a 9 call? Would a single 9 call? Do you think?
Oh, maybe.
Is it worth betting for value?
Yes.
You think so? What hand would call that's worse than a straight? 2 pair? Would a pair of 10s call? Would a pair of aces call? You think so?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Let's check it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
They had a pair of aces. They may have called. But I don't think so we could have extracted a little. So that's the game you got to play in the river when you have a made hand like we did. So it's like we have to think, would a worse hand than ours call? But because a better hand certainly would. A full house would have definitely called there, And so now we'll let that go. So they did have a pair of aces. We would have actually had a weird amount of weird equity in this hand. Straight flush draws and yeah. It would have died though.
Died a horrible death.
Charlotte says, I'm NFI on that, Amanda, with a question mark and then 2 exclamation points. Do you know what that means? Do you know what is that Aussie speak that I don't is that cool Aussie slang, Charlotte, that I don't understand? I'm sorry, I'm covering my mouth up.
Oh, NFI I think is a pretty normal slang.
What does NFI mean?
No fucking idea.
No fucking idea. I'm no fucking idea on that, Amanda. Oh, she doesn't know about that's probably about the calling and the raising and all that stuff. Yeah, no fucking idea, says Charlotte in Tasmania. Hey, Charlotte, I think you're awesome and I love you. What do you think of that? So, what do you think about this ace king with suited king with a 3 and an 8? I don't love it. I don't love that.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not great. I'm going to fold it. I'm going to let it go.
Okay.
That's a limper there. We got another early position limper. Let's label him. There we go. Early position limper. Well, we started out really badly, playing really poorly and losing as a result, but I feel like we've cleaned up our act and we're crawling out of the gutter here, so that's good.
Yes. It's a knife fight, but we're getting there.
Yeah. Pair of queens and shit else. No thanks. No thanks. 3-4 sucks. 3 spades sucks. Pair of queens isn't good enough. If I just had queen queen in my hand playing Texas Hold'em, I'd have thrown a bunch of chips in that pot. It's a different game. King king 8-9 rainbow. That's a fold in
Yep.
early position. That's a fold. I know it's a pair of kings, but it's early position and we don't have any equity. We don't have any. We don't have any flush draws. We don't have any way for our hand to get better. I guess 8-9 could get better, but like I mean, I hate rainbow hands. That's sweet of you to say, Charlotte. I would like to meet you too. I don't know that I'm. I don't know when I'm going to be able to make it to Australia. I have to make it. I have to make it out of here first. We're gonna free roll this very bad hand that they let us free roll. And boy, we just have nothing there. Let's see what they do. This is a good hand maybe to bluff them, but no, they're going to bet it. So, I mean, are we going to even entertain the idea of calling this? What do you think, Rayna? Should we raise it?
No, get out.
Our aggressive player left, so we're at the table with 3 loose passive players. So that's great news. So we can start getting more aggressive now because they're loose passive. And so we're just going to believe their bets is what
Love
we're
getting
going to
more
do.
aggressive.
Yeah, so we're not gonna get aggressive in the small blind to a bet. We don't know much about seat 5. I haven't been paying too much attention, but they've got a reasonable stack, and they're not. I haven't seen any. They've been their play has been demure, unassuming. So like I'm just gonna assume they're a solid a solid player. I haven't seen anything to think otherwise. So I'm just gonna treat them with your average respect.
Your average respect.
They're a player that is trying to win at poker. That's what they are, and they're doing all right. That's a bad hand. I'm gonna fold it out of turn, and I'll tell you, I'm feeling okay. We're coming up on we're a little early for our mid roll break, but I'm feeling a P. And so I think
Okay,
I'm
sounds
gonna
good.
launch the break early, and I'm gonna go, take a little 5 minutes here. I'm gonna get what I need. Oh, I'll just fold that. We'll sit out this next hand. And remember, in the description box in this thing is a link to PLO Mastermind. Go ahead and if it's not a proper link, go ahead and highlight that and put it in your browser and like sign up. Sign up for our free subscription. It's great. It'll teach you how to play PLO, and it's the best PLO resource out there as far as I can tell. And the guys that run it, there's these dope euros. Like they really know what they're doing. There's a bunch. If you get you get the training thing on how to train pre-flop. Like Charlotte, or not Charlotte, but Raina and I went and did it, and it's like it's so comprehensive and it's free. And then on top of that, you've got a whole bunch of training videos on there on how to even use their own site. So it's a great thing. Go ahead and sign up. You might as well, right? You have nothing to lose. Go ahead and sign up for an
Yeah,
account.
everything to gain.
Use the description and use the link in the description box. All right, going sitting out. I'm going to the party. We really do need to get the break screen going. We'll get that going soon. I need to make one. Alrighty. So I am back. Rayna, are you there? Rayna might still be on break.
I am back.
Oh, Rayna's here. Rayna's back. Hello, Charlotte. Thank you for the super chat. That's
Thank
so
you.
sweet. Is it not a set link? Oh my god, I don't know what that means. I don't know what a set link is. Charlotte, you gotta help us with our tech. You have to be our tech person. Our tech and marketing person. We need to discuss this elsewhere. Well, when you and Emily get married, she can she can have you be our we're getting there's Charlotte, there's no way you're not becoming a part of the transverse. There's no way you're marrying Emily. Like, you can't not do it. Like, we're gonna have to put you to work. You better believe it. Oh, what do you think about this hand that we're on the that we're in the cutoff? I'm
I
gonna
think
go
it's
ahead and check
check.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna free roll here.
Free
We got
roll.
a bunch
Right.
of limpers. We got limpers. We got
Yeah.
another limper. There we go. They're putting all their chips in. So this is the hand they want to die with. So we're gonna let them do it. We're gonna donate our chip to their get back in the running. They're gonna triple up here and a little more. So we would have hit our 3/8. I think we would have been good here. They have jacks. They love it. They do it. They tripled up. Good job, seat 4. Way to go for it. Do you think this is a good or a bad hand right now?
I think it's a bad hand.
I agree. I think it's fucking awful.
Even I know it's a bad hand.
You say that even, but you know better because you were doing well when we were doing the training. You made a couple calls. You made a couple correct calls when I was incorrect.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
was a
not
little
like you don't know
distracted
it.
too because I was trying to pop
We
out
were
the chat,
doing
because I'm
yeah,
trying to use Emily's computer. It's like a different setup. But then I
right.
was thinking, you know what? You have to be able to make these decisions under pressure.
Exactly. You got to do it
It's
quick.
not like, oh,
But
every
not on the
conditions are
trainer though.
perfect.
That's the thing, is the trainer, you can sit and think about it
Right.
and you
You're
can
right. You're
reason
right.
about it, and that's what you do.
But
It's like, well, why would
I
I
was
do
training
this?
my ability to answer under pressure.
Well, okay. I think you should. Well, I think that's a valuable thing. I think the first step is getting it right. Like, I think, like, kind of my goal is like, if I can hit 90% on those things, then I feel really good about myself. And it's rare that I hit 90%. Usually on the three betting, I don't know much enough. I don't know enough about it, so I need to practice those more. But when you do the single raise pots,
Yeah.
like, it's like I know I'm a lot better at it, and I can get closer to 90%. But I still make mistakes a lot. This is a free roll. We're gonna go ahead and take that free roll. Set mine. We just missed with our bad hand. We have no equity, no draws, no pair of threes ain't gonna cut it, I don't think. Go ahead, seat 4. You got it. Seat 4 is crawling out of the gutter just like we are. Good job, seat 4. Best of luck to you. Would you say this is a good hand or a bad hand?
It's better than the last one.
It's worse than the last one.
It
We
is
block
with
our own
oh, we
7.
block
We've
our
got
own.
three
That's right.
sevens. We're getting out of here.
Bye.
Get
You
the
know
fuck
that.
out of here.
Oh, that's
It's worse than the last hand. I would
yeah.
rather play that last hand. I wouldn't play either ever. I would free roll both of them. And that's it. And then I would just, I mean, what are we going to do with this here? We got a pair of sevens, a glorious pair of sevens. Actually, and it is technically better than the last hand because we have a pair of sevens. But I wouldn't feel real comfortable on that fat Broadway board,
No,
that wet ass
no.
straight board. If one of these two
It's
doesn't have a straight, who
definitely
knows?
well, yeah. So this would be a hand that there's no
Yeah.
wait. Would you say there's no equity in that hand?
Then I didn't have any equity
Yeah,
at all. No, I
exactly.
had
So there's no
0%
yeah.
equity. I
Yeah.
mean, I had a pair of sevens. I may have had like 2% or 1% equity. Anyway, here we go. We got a suited ace and a bit of a rundown on the button. So we're going to go ahead and bring that in. And we're going to take it. So seat 5 seems pretty tight, solid. They seem like a solid reg. So we should kind of respect seat 5. We're not looking to battle it out with them. We got a pair of 10s, we got a suit, we got a 9, we got a 2. I don't love it. Let's get rid of it. I think with this player being a little mousy, we could probably maybe could have got away with that, but I don't know. It's still not a good hand. That 3 sucks and we're in early position. A 3 blows. I like the Jack 10 Queen with a suit, but I don't like the 3 at all. It's pretty bad also. So free roll here. We got a new player, brand new player, brought in early. Here we go. The short stack loose passive player brought in from early position. So we will be folding this hand. We will not be defending this. C3 will defend it though. No, they're going to let it go. All right. So seat 3 isn't as loose passive as another player, so I can't give them a fish yet. Can't blame them for wanting to get in the game, though they did buy in for the minimum, and they didn't wait for the blind. But that's okay. Maybe they're just on the go. I do that sometimes when I've got a small window. Like if I only have an half an hour to play, and I'm in my waiting for an appointment or something. It's like I'll just jump right in. I'll pay the blind. I'll post the blind.
Oh,
So I
okay.
understand it, but I would never buy in for the minimum. There's a strategy behind that too. Like if you're playing outside of your bankroll and you just want to play super tight and build it up and see how the play goes, that's a reasonable thing to do. But
Okay.
it's yeah. 10 ace queen 5 on the button. It's rainbow, but it's Broadway and 3 to Broadway, 2 to the wheel. So we're gonna bring it in. We're going heads up. We hit top pair. We have the nut flush blocker, so we're going to be aggressively betting this. We will keep going. We now have top 2. Now 7-9 does bring the straight. So does 9 jack. So we're going to see what they bring in. So that's a problem. Because now there's lots of straights out there. That 10 was a card we really didn't want to see, even though it gives us 2 pair. We have to call it because we're on a full house draw, and we do have top 2 pair, so we can't let that go. But I'm definitely not raising it. And now the flush came, but we can bluff. But except they went all in, so they have something.
Yeah. So
Is
full,
it
right?
better than our 2 pair?
Well, 2 pair.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, they could easily. I think they have a straight. I think they have a straight. I don't think 10 queen is going to win here. I just don't think it's going to win. And we can't. All we'd be doing is bluff catching, and yeah, I'm gonna let that go. I hope that's not too weak, but shoot, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's like it was top 2. Nah, I think they had a straight. If they were bluffing, it was a great bluff, and they deserve the pot. I'm not 100%. You never are. I don't like these jacks. I don't like that 4. They're playing a lot of hands, but they're limping, and limpers don't generally bluff the river. But what do I know? I think I made the right decision. What do you think? What do you think, Rayna?
Yes.
Thank you.
Did you
Terrific.
appreciate
Yeah, and I just like the
that? Was like a
enthusiasm
real,
there.
nuanced
Yeah.
analysis. That's the kind
Yes.
of
Yeah.
hard hitting poker commentary that you can expect from
It
Raina
is.
Sunshine.
It's the good color work I appreciate.
It's a good thing that I work real cheap.
Yeah. Oh, honey, I love you.
I
All
promise
right.
I'll get better. I can make it up to you.
Bottoming on my show.
It's going to turn into a whole different show.
Well, we talked about that earlier. Oh, did we catch that? We might have broadcasted that,
Yeah.
honey.
Oh my. Oh no. Oh no.
No, I think that was before we started the stream, but we
But you
did
know
say
what?
some
If that
off-color
actually hit,
things.
like, is that out there? Like, can
It
people?
might be. It might be.
Can you imagine if that actually got like a whole bunch of likes and stuff? I mean, then it would be like, you know what?
Well, I mean, then we
This is the
would
market for
definitely have
this.
to do like, yeah,
We have to give the
like,
people what
yeah,
they want.
yeah, softcore poker.
It's
All right. Well, we've got an early position. I don't like those 4 clubs. Oh.
Charlotte's like, wow.
Hey, Charlotte, were you here from the beginning? Did you see? Did that go out? Because I know I streamed when I wasn't supposed to. Yeah. So we have 4 fish. We got 4 loose passive players at this table, so that's good. So we just got to go to Value Town here, which means they're going to be calling a lot with marginal hands and bad holdings. So we just kind of got to wait till we got a good hand, and then we got to shove our chips in. Now this player who has been demure brought in, but this hand is too good to not play, so it's not good enough to raise though.
Oh, Charlotte said, I did not tell my fiance the only way I'd learn poker would be strip poker. No, it didn't go out. That's like
We have
literally
top
my original
pair.
motivation to learn poker was, but anyway.
Strip poker, yeah. You know, I've never played strip poker ever in my life.
Really? I don't believe it.
No, we just got naked. We didn't need an excuse.
Oh, see,
Never needed an excuse to take my clothes off in front of a bunch of people.
that's fair.
All right. We got raised here. So the thing is we do have a straight draw and we do have top pair, but I do think we're down right now. I think seat 5's probably got something, but that could very well be a position bet and a range bet because we've seen good play from them. And this player has a piece of this. We don't know what, but we're getting really good pot odds here because we're getting for 9.7 big blinds, we're looking at about over 40 big blinds to win. So we're getting like 5-1 on our money. So we're going to call this. We have a pair of aces. And we now have 2 pairs. So like I think we're still going to check it and we're going to see what seat 5 does. If they keep going with their large bets, I think we still have to call now that our hand did get better. And they're calling too. That concerns me because we now do have a so ace 7 and ace 10 beat us, trips beat us, and those are large bets. Large bets in a large pot, and it's multi-way, but we're getting pot odds. I have to call,
Okay.
and we have to see. Oh, that's not good for us. Oh, shoot. I mean, we had that straight draw that we missed. We do have 2 pair, but if they bet large again, if they triple barrel, we have to let them have it. It sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, it sucks.
I hate it. Because we don't have the blocker. 8 jack. 8 jacks there. We don't have the blockers. We do have the 6 blocker. That's on the low end. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. If they bet again, we gotta let it go. Our hand just isn't quite. Yeah, they're all in. Oh, yeah, we have to let that go. Who's got what?
Mm.
Aces and sevens. Wow. Went giant bets with marginal hand. It wasn't even top two. And this player bluffed. That's a hand review hand. Let's review it.
Yeah, so I mean, they had a pair of queens.
We're gonna look. We're gonna
And
review the hand here. So
other cards didn't stand out.
we had two pair. We would have lost because they did have seat one did have aces and sevens. They had a pair of jacks in their hands too,
Okay.
which wasn't really anything. But they had aces and sevens. So they didn't even have top two pair. So they had two pair, they're going. So we know that so when we have value and seat one is in the hand, we have to shove. We have to shove because they're going to call down their whole stack if they have two pair or better. So they just will. So because there was a straight there, and so what did seat and seat five was running a position bet bluff, and because they had just queens. That's all they had a queen jack, so they had queens, but they did have a straight draw. But I mean, they didn't have a great straight draw. They only had four outs to their straight. And so, I mean, I don't, yeah. So we can recategorize. So we know about seat one. So okay, so we'll do that. So we'll go ahead and get back to that there. And we will come back into the hand here. We'll play this next hand. So we know so that stack is delightful. That's both to our right and that kind of player. So those chips are fucking ours. So we're not going anywhere until we get those chips. And my only concern is they're the kind of player that because they're up that much, they will leave.
Right.
We want that stack. And they're playing now. They're playing now that they've got a stack. This player position bluffed 3 streets. So we're going to give them a tight aggressive, but not a good one. So we're going to give them a tight aggressive. So they're the kind of player that if they're in a hand, they're going to go for it. So that was a crazy wild bluff. But it was a position bluff. But this player, seat one, wow. What a call down. I mean, they won the hand. They did. Oh, we made it 2 streets, They won all 3 with their marginal hand. There it is. Oh, we know the OG convo, says Charlotte. Yeah, you missed a doozy.
Yeah, it was something.
That's for sure. All right, we're gonna be on the big blind now. Let's see what happens. Let's watch. We do have a rundown here with a suit, so we're gonna be playing this for sure. I think we might even raise this. It's a low rundown though, but
Yeah.
it's on the edge of low.
Right.
I think I'll probably end up just calling it, but if it goes multi-way, I might want now because this is the kind of hand that if we hit it, we're good. Well, now that we'll hit the low end of something. So yeah, we're out of position against this player. We're just gonna call him. And we did hit 2 pair and a straight draw, so we're just gonna check raise.
Okay.
We're gonna call right away. We're gonna check call because that was bad for our hand. They let that go. That's also bad for our hand, so we're gonna check and see what they do. We have a bad 2 pair, and they bet pot, and they are passive. So they have something, and it's probably better than our 7 and our 5. So we're gonna fold it.
Okay.
The check raise was correct. We had the equity. We just got a bad. We got a bad turn and a bad river. It was still the correct move. No, Charlotte being behind. Charlotte's making weird Aussie sex jokes. I think that's what she's peeing about being behind the button. That feels like could be a sexual innuendo joke. Jack, Jack, Queen 5. Yeah, we're gonna play it. We've got a suit, and we're on the button, so we'll play this hand. It's not a monster. We won't call a 3-bet, but we'll definitely play a set of jacks with a straight blocker. So we'll go ahead and we'll 2/3 that. Let's see if we get any calls. Nope. We're just gonna take it down. Ace 2 4 6. Ooh, no, it's not great.
Bad. Fold.
Yeah, it's just not connected enough. Those low cards. It is a suited ace though, but we'll wait. We'll wait for a better hand than that. It's right on the edge. That ain't it. Your game is filled with double entendre, says Charlotte. Charlotte, I'm gonna embarrass myself and offend your nation, and I'm gonna try to say double entendre with an Aussie accent. I'm gonna say double entendre. See what you thought of that, eh?
Oh no.
Double entendre. I love doing my fake Aussie accent for Charlotte.
Now here's my attempt at this is.
Oh, I want to hear Rayna's Australian accent. Let's hear what you got.
Here we go. Turn left into the car park.
Turn left into the car park.
The car park.
How would you say double entendre?
Double entendre.
Charlotte, are you loving it? Oh, Charlotte says mine's pretty good. We got double suited here. Do we raise? No, that 4 sucks. We're gonna check it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we like that a lot. We're gonna check it though. We're out of position. We're out of position multi-way. We're gonna call any bet. I think we should raise. We have straight draws. We have top pair. We have a flush draw.
She said you did a good job. I'm the one that needs to work.
We
know
I
that.
Think she was talking about you. I heard what you said.
She said, Rayna, you need a bit more work. I assume
we did check raise there, and we won the pot. By the way, so in case everyone's just talking about Australian accents, then Charlotte, should I spend the rest of the show talking in an Australian accent? Best I can. I'll do it as best I can. Oh, it was terrible. That was embarrassing. What do you think, Charlotte? Ah. Multi-way. It's rolling out of the gutter here. Not really, actually. We're getting deeper into the gutter because we're down. We're down from our second buy-in. Even we were up for a minute there, and we punted. We punted in that one hand when we had a little equity, and it didn't manifest. That wasn't a punt. I don't think I played that hand incorrectly. We were getting really good pot odds. Had we hit our full house, we would have been in we would have been flush. And they're all in. Is anyone going to call them? Seat 1 is going to call with their pair of kings.
Hmm.
What did seat 3 bet with? They bought back in. They bet with their pair of 10s. So good gravy. Good gravy. We've got a pair of aces, so, and it's a suited ace. We'll be raising that up. Charlotte says her nation can survive all jibes. Throw them as well as you can take them. I am not trying to insult your fine nation. I am very jealous of your nation, being that I'm in a nation that is on the fast track to being one of the worst in the world, if not already there. Okay, so we now do have an overpair to king, and we do have a 2 blocker and the nut flush blocker. So we're going to go with this hand pretty hard. So we're going to go, and
Okay.
we're in position. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to basically, yeah, we're just going to take it down. I'm trying to work on my accent so I can get over there and just blend right in.
I don't think that's necessary.
I don't think that was very good.
Yeah, luckily I don't think it's necessary. That's not the real issue getting there.
I think that's what you got to do. You can't get into Australia unless you get a good Australian accent. They didn't even let you in. They don't
Yeah,
even
I
let
don't
you
know
through the
about that's
gates.
how I don't think that's how immigration works.
I think it is.
It is?
In Australia, that's all you need. All you need is to have the vibes. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm so jealous of everyone not in the United States right now. Sucks here so bad and so awful. It just gets worse every day. Anyone knows any remote work they can get me, and if anyone wants to marry me, I will literally marry anyone to get out of this country right now. So if you live in a country that's not the United States and you want to get married to me, let me know. Let me know in the comments section, and we'll talk. I will get in touch with you. All right, we're not in early position. That's not good enough. So Charlotte's old French boss spent 2 years in immigration, was let go after his family dobbed him. I don't know what dobbing means. That's an Australianism. Dobbed him in, and he made work for the locals. So I don't know what that means. He made work in the sense that like he started a business. So we now have a double suit with an ace in the big blind, so we're good, and we're gonna probably raise this if they bring in. They're just gonna give it to us. So seat 1's accrued quite a stack there from just calling with bullshit. So seems to be the name of the game.
Calling with bullshit.
Yeah. So seat 3 we haven't marked yet, and seat 6 we haven't marked yet. So we should. Seat 6 seems pretty loose passive. Seat 3 I have yet to determine. Both of them seem pretty passive, though. I mean, they could have. easily made a position bet by now. They should do it here. I mean, if it checks around on 3 streets and you're on the button, you should just bet. Like, pretty much. Like, and they had an ace. Why didn't they had 2 pair? Why didn't you bet?
What happened?
They just let it check, even though they had top 2 pair on the river. Like, they had top 2 pair on the turn, and they let it check 2 streets. And they were in position. They're on the button. I don't understand. Put them as a nit. They're tight. They're tight passive. Oh, beautiful. Flopping a full house is always good. So what we're going to do is we're going to check this because we have the nuts. They could have technically 2-2, but we don't believe they do. We want them to catch their diamond is what we want. And that's about as good as a card as could have come for us. But they still checked it. So we're going to bet. I mean, I think if we blow on this pot, they're going to fold. So here's the thing. If they have good diamonds, they're going to call. And
Mhm.
if they don't, they're going to fold. So I'm betting the pot.
Okay.
Because if they do have it, they're going to call. So we might as well get the money in. So it didn't matter if we bet one
Yep.
big blind or the pot. They were going to fold that either way. So
You're right on
might
that
as
one.
if that's the case, if you know that they're going to fold everything, most everything, you might as well just bet the pot. Because there's no sense in diminishing your returns. Because they do call. And we have a very good hand here also. So we're going to go ahead and bring that in. That's a very, very good hand. In position again. So we're in good shape here for now. You're gonna call. We got 3-way. We do not have anything here. And we could make a position bet, but we're not going to. And the reason is this is a terrible range for our hand. So we're gonna just check it. And now our hand did get better because we do have a flush draw, but the board did pair, but they're not betting, so we are going to bet it.
Okay.
But because the board paired, we're going to bet small. So we're going to go ahead and we'll bet 5 big blinds and see if that's about a little more than a third of the pot. And we'll see if if anyone sticks around. So someone's sticking around. So they're not going anywhere. So they have a piece of this. And so we have nothing. So we'll see what they do. They're going to bet the pot. So they probably have a
So
4
we
at
should
least.
fold, right?
Or they,
Or
oh yeah,
should
we're
we?
definitely folding. I'm just trying to figure out what they would have. So they
Okay.
could have easily had a full house because they were in early position. So they could have had like 7-4 or 4-10 or something. They could have, I don't know. They checked in early position. They could easily have a straight at this point. Like, I don't know, but I know we can't win. Our ace high is not going to do well against a call and then a pot size bet. So we're just going to let that go. But I'm always trying to think of what they could have. So ace 6-7-2 rainbow's bad, so we'll let that go. All right, ace king 10-5. So Charlotte, I still don't know what that means because I don't know what dobbed means. His
I think
family
that what
dobbed
she
him
meant
in.
is that they allowed him in because he created created work for locals, and the government said, "Yeah,
Right.
he's a good guy."
Well, definitely. I think most countries, if you start a business there, they'll definitely let you in. That's a type of visa that you can get pretty much anywhere on a strong path to residency. Yeah. They want you every country wants you to contribute economically to the country. So we now have bad straight draw. Not even really.
Mm.
I mean, we have a bad straight draw. No, we don't even have a straight draw.
Wait, Janet.
We need a double. Well, when I check it, we don't have any yet. Well, now we have nothing. Yeah, we've got no draws. We got nothing. So we're not gonna bet this at all, even though we're in position. And we have nothing at all. And we've seen this person check like top two. So I don't. We do have a pair of fives. So we have showdown values. So let's check it. Maybe we'll win with our pair of fives. And no. The ace high flush that someone didn't bet. Like, why would you not bet the ace high flush? Why wouldn't you bet it? Like on the river. Like, why wouldn't you bet it? I don't understand. I don't understand
So
these
Charlotte
players.
said, "Am I wrong this week? Your cards seem better, but you're just not on your game."
Well, I wasn't on my game earlier. I feel like I'm on my game right now.
Yeah.
The first 10 minutes of the show I was very much not on my game, but I feel like the cards are definitely better. And I feel like I'm playing well, but like I'm watching what these other players are doing and they're just baffling me. I'm gonna free roll this. I'm gonna bet it. We got sevens and fours with a flush draw. So I'm out of position, so I'm gonna check it, but I'm not going anywhere. Sevens and fours. We'll check it. We got showdown value. We're out of position multi-way. I do have the not club blocker. I'm gonna check raise. Someone bets, I'm gonna check raise.
Okay. Because when I
Now
see this, the first
the
thing is
board's
I think we
paired.
should fold, but maybe I'm.
Well, I have blockers and I do have it now. I don't know.
We got ace jack.
It's either call or check raise. It's either fold or check raise. There's no calling here for us. And they're being mousy about it. So they're like, should I bet? Is my two good enough? I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. And we do have jacks and sevens in the flush cam, and we have the flush blocker. And so I think this might be a check raise situation or a check raise situation.
Okay.
And this is a good river bluff because we block the jack full house. I don't think anyone has anything, but if anyone checks it down, we might just win with our jacks.
This is like the going three-way, right? Because there's three other players.
Now, the problem is it's multi-way and we're out of position. Now the problem is yeah, they have the flush. Oh. Well, I mean, there's nothing for us to do there. Like,
Because
I mean,
then
we could
I
have bet.
thought
They
you
would have
said
called.
we don't three-way bet. So when I just remembered that, I got confused. But
Well, we don't. We're trying not to bluff out of position. Is what we're
okay.
trying to do, and especially in a multi-way pot, we were in the worst position. So ace 4 5 7. Yeah, we can do that. Heads up. We had a pair of fives. We do have 6 brings a straight. We have a backdoor nut flush. We'll check raise that. Did it fast too. Yeah. Check raise bluff. Cool. Blink. No, thank you. Even though on the button, that 2 is just ugly. The T is ugly. Didn't lock it. Didn't lock that 2. Not at all. I don't like anything about this flop. Aces and fours is a winner. King, queen, 6, 9. Even though it's 69. Right now, we got a sex hand. Should we have played the sex hand?
Yeah, that's for later.
Are there any other sex numbers? Is it just 69?
That's all I know.
I posted a thing. I came upon a good meme today, and like someone like had AI, like prompted AI. Well, this is what they claimed. They prompted AI to generate a typical Subaru owner,
Oh,
and they did, and it was a total like lesbian with like a shirt that says "Scissor me timbers." It was beautiful. I want that shirt so bad. Emily, can we make that shirt and sell it at the Transverse, please?
yeah, that's 68. I owe you one. That's pretty much where I end up. God damn it.
Emily, Emily, if you're out there, if you're watching this in posterity, we need a Scissor Me Timbers shirt.
Ugh.
I'm gonna send her a message. Oh,
Nice. I'm
by
glad
the
that you
way,
put that
we three
in the
bet this, and
chat.
we probably shouldn't have. We should have called. We made a mistake three betting. I actually misclicked, but
You were
we do
thinking
have a
about your
pair of
shirt.
threes, so we'll check it. No, that king's good for our range, but if they bet, they're gonna do that. So we'll check it. We have showdown value here, and we do have tens and threes, so we're gonna bet it. No, we'll check it. We'll see if our two pair is good, and I bet it is. So we're good. Darn. I believe we have to make this shirt. I'm obsessed now. Oh, King 987. Oh, we're gonna call it.
Okay.
We're gonna call from the cutoff. I like the rundown.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I don't like the flop.
Mm.
Not at all.
Mm.
But we are gonna bet it because it's
Flop
good
was a
for our. It's good for
disappointment.
our call. It's not good for our calling range. Nah, but no, we're not.
Oh,
We're not gonna do it. But we don't have any
we got
equity.
nothing.
Well, we have a straight draw now,
Oh,
but
we do?
it's a weak. It's a bad straight. It's a gut shot. Jack brings us a
Oh,
straight.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Yeah, we gotta. Yeah.
Well, we have the potential for sure, right? 10, 10,
For
9, 8.
Jack, a Jack is the only card. But if it's a heart or a diamond, it's no good.
Is that a backdoor one? Is that what that's
It's a
called?
gut shot. It's called a gut shot.
A gut shot?
Gut shot straight, but it didn't come, and we don't have anything.
Yeah, so we
So
just got the gut shot.
yeah, we're just going pair of Jack. They have the Jacks right there. Wasn't coming. They have the
What a
Jack
funny
blocker.
expression, gut shot straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you with Emily? Are you at her house still? Look
Yeah,
at this fucking
yeah,
monster we flopped.
yeah.
Jesus.
But Emily's not. She's working on one of her projects for the art show tonight.
She's working on sleepy. I thought you said she was sleeping on the
Oh, she was going
couch.
to. No, Christina's sleeping. Yeah, no, Emily's working on one of her art projects
Oh, that's good.
for the art show.
Well, when you're done, you have to tell her about the Scissor Me
Oh,
Timbers shirt.
no, I'm sure she will find out from multiple sources. Shiver me timbers to scissor me.
Scissor
That's
Me
what
Timbers.
that's
Yeah.
what Let's Charlotte put that in the chat. Scissor me timbers to scissor me.
Yeah. I want it so bad. I want to wear that shirt with pride.
See this? Oh God.
They would sell. They would fucking sell. Like it could be this. It could be like actual scissors, but they're the handles. But on the other handles is just legs. What do you think?
I mean, that's terrible, right?
No, that's great.
Two,
What
two,
do you mean
four,
the hand?
six, eight.
I was talking about the shirt idea. I'm not. Yeah,
No, the
this is a
shirt
bad
idea is a
hand.
very fine idea.
I'm gonna. This is bad.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
people have
multi-way.
like t-shirt businesses, you know, so
I want to have just I could endlessly come up. I don't have the time to like make the designs, but I could come up with endless ideas for for kids t-shirts. Like there's a whole website called Teen Hearts that's all they do is make awesome t-shirts. By the way, check out Teen Hearts. It's great. I love Teen Hearts. But like yeah, Charlotte wants a punishy her hoodie. I agree.
oh
I need
yeah,
a
sounds
punishy
good.
her shirt. I should
I
just
need
get
a
one.
shirt. I need the punchy shirt.
Yeah.
I will wear it on a show.
I need to buy I need a
I will
top anyway, so like I
unashamedly
need to
talk
yeah, I
any
should get that right
merchandise.
now. I should maybe I'm gonna buy that shirt after this show, I think. Emily, give me a discount. Uh, Small blind? Yeah, I'm gonna bring it in. It's a suited ace and a pair and a queen. We're good. It's out of position. We're now out of position. Multi-way, we didn't hit anything. Backdoor flush draw, out of position with a pair of sixes. They let us have it. We now have aces. We're now betting it. Both were hers today, too. I need to get one. And I was in my band, and when I was in Glass Elevator, we made shirts all the time when we sold them. So do you think they were playing 3-5? I don't. I think I'm going to bet them. I think my ace is good. I think my ace is good. And I think they were. I don't know what they were calling. What were they calling with? And two pairs good. Two pair wins. And they fucking go all in. God damn it. I have to fold it. Fuck. Two pair no good. Set good. Two pair good. Fuck.
Hmm.
I misread that for sure. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna set out again, and I'm gonna go to the potty once more. I just
Okay.
potty. I gotta pee. I'll be back in 2 minutes. So, oh, looks like we're right in time for the blind. That's nice. So, I was gonna say that last bet that I made was called what's called a thin value bet because I thought we really did have the best hand, and I was wrong, and that sucks. I don't know what they had. I mean, they were slow playing like something. Maybe they're slow playing trips or something, but all the draws didn't come. So unless that was just a really good bluff on their part, like it was a monster bluff. Like I don't believe they were playing. Maybe they had ace king. I don't know. I don't know what they had. It's like
It's a true
it's
mystery.
puzzling me. Yeah, it's like I didn't want to call a river re-raise, like pot size re-raise. I will play this hand though. Might even raise it. I might even 3-bet this hand. No, I don't think it's worthy of a 3-bet. It's a call. It's worth a raise if no one bets though. It is. I think I'll call it. I'm gonna go multi-way. Seat 3 will call. They limped. And we sure didn't hit anything. And a bet? Position bet? Did you hit a weird thing? Did you hit ace 5? They could have. They could have.
Oh, they bet.
They fold and they showed. That was a good fold. They did bet. Seat 6 bet. C3 had a good hand. They should have bet it. Why did they limp with? They had a double suited like Broadway hand. Well, 2 Broadways, but double suited. It was a really good hand they had, and they just limped it. I don't understand these players at all. I guess there's nothing like I'm over calculating things. I really just have to
Yeah,
play
I
like
think they're
I'm
playing.
really
Okay,
overthinking this. Like,
I
yeah,
think this
it's
is what I think they're doing. They've got their poker hand ranking chart, or they memorized that. And that is the extent of the knowledge they have of the game.
I really do think that's it. Like I really honestly think I don't need to be doing anything fancy. I don't need to be worried about ranges. I
You're
should
trying
really
to play at
I'm
a
trying to
like
play
such a
good
high
players
level.
and
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, I'm just giving these I think I'm giving these all these players way too much credit. The problem is
yes,
every
yes.
now and then
I
I do
know.
get a good player, but I'm not seeing good play here. I'm just not. 6 seems overly aggressive. I'm dying to know. This person clearly has it. Yeah. What did they have that they went all in with? They probably bluffed us on that one hand. We're gonna, oh no, I'm not gonna fold it. I might fold it. What did they have? So seat 6, and they bought back in. They had aces and queens. So they had top 2, so they weren't wrong. Like, so they had top 2, so they went hard with top 2. And they just got beat by a better hand here, which I knew they had. I knew they had a straight, so they'll go. We'll go all the way. We'll get it in. Top 2 plus. Put them as a station. Yeah, we'll play that for sure. Play that. It's all super connected. Our suit isn't great, but we're in position enough. So yeah, there's just no funny business. When we have a good hand, we bet. When we have a bad hand, we fold. That's it. We check. We check out. We don't bluff out of position. Like no more funny business. Just straightforward ABC
Yep.
poker. We have a straight now, so we bet pot. That's just it. We bet pot with our straight. And we're gonna pot our good hands. That's it. That's how we're gonna play. Like I don't see what else to do at this point with these players. It's like they're gonna call when they have a piece of it. There we go. And we're going to pot again. They were probably chasing a club. Well, they're going to give it to us. See? I guess that's how you win. You just bet pot when you have it. This is like I'm trying to think, oh, we need to like bluff them and oh, we've got the range advantage. These players aren't thinking like that. That's my mistake is
Not
I'm
at this stakes. I mean,
overplaying.
you have to watch out.
Well,
They're around there. Like you're
I
thinking
know, but
like
we
that.
can recognize them when we see them is the
Yeah.
thing, and
Yeah.
I'm not seeing them. Like I'm just not. But they are bluffing. Like this player bluffs. This player bluffs. So like it's like we need. I'm starting to think we got bluffed out of that hand that they re-raised this. But like I don't know. I don't know what they would have had. Like we had them all covered, but like it's like it wasn't worth it for like risk another bullet on it. But like honestly, I'm looking back. I'm curious because they got it in. Well, with two pair, they did have top two. So so I haven't seen them bluff crazy, and like on a river check raise bluff, pot size, yeah, that's not a bluff. There's no way. There's no way they had to have hit a set. I think they probably hit a set of kings. It's the only thing. I'm still thinking about it. Ace 7 6 2. Yes, it's early position, but like we're playing passive players. We're probably gonna go multi-way. No one's three betting enough, so we need to bring in. We can open up our range from all positions. We do have a straight draw, so we're gonna check because we're on position and we're not bluffing. And now we have sevens and twos, and it's not good enough. And the straight came, so we're gonna check and hope that our sevens and twos hold. And that's what we got, so we're gonna check it and take it down with our two pair. This is how we're playing now.
This is poker,
Straightforward
people.
ABC poker is, which is what we should have been doing the whole time. ABC, no funny business. Don't overthink it. Just beat them. Just play better. Play better hands. That's it. 2, 3, 4, 5, and a pair of tens. See, I have to play this because this is a good hand. Top pair with a straight draw. We go. And we're happy to take it down. Ace Jack 7-2 and the small blind's pretty shitty. Pair. It's a suited ace, but the 7-2 is just fucking garbage. And there's a raise. I'm gonna let it go. I don't want to play a bad hand out of position in a multi-way pot. If I'd have called, we'd have got called in this. Definitely not good enough to 3-bet. Yeah. Perfectly happy not to be in this hand.
Yeah.
Perfectly happy. There's a hand. Would you say that's a good hand?
Ace jack. Yeah.
It's a 3-bet hand. It's a real good hand. I'm 3-betting it. And we're going to get at least one call, probably two.
So this is light because it has the potential to yield a straight.
Straight, flush,
Oh,
Broadway.
Right.
Yeah,
Straight
we got a lot
Broadway,
here.
all
We have a
the,
backdoor.
all the things.
We have a pair, so we're not going to bluff. We're just going to check our pair. Now we have two pair, but there's a straight, so we're going to check it. Or if there's a flush, so we're going to check it.
Okay.
We could probably, now if I was playing, like, I think we can bet this. I'm actually going to bluff this. I'm going to bluff a third pot. No, I'm going to check it. Fuck it.
Yep, check it.
See? Just check. Just check. My two pair aces and eights, and I'm going to call.
Continue to test the theory.
Yeah. They're going to bet. No, they're going to check. I'll check my aces and eights. They're flush that they would have called. So, yep. That's it. No, it's dry. Dry ace, no good. If that ace was suited, I would have played it. Yeah, that bluff would have been a bad. It would have been a punt. I would have lost more chips because they would have called. They would have called a small bet. Absolutely. They didn't play their small flush wrong either. They were out of position. I have them as a fish, but they're the stack, right? So maybe
Right.
I'm the fish. They're limping. They were
Oh
limping
yeah,
and playing
right.
like they're playing so passive though. It's like they're playing super passive, but they're calling and they're catching cards, and it's like they're bluff catching. I guess I don't even think they're thinking about bluff catching. I think you're exactly right. They know what their hand ranks are, and they have like two pair. Two pairs good. I'm betting it. Like that's it. I'm calling two pair no matter what. It's like, all right, this is a great hand. We're gonna bring that in. It's a monster. We love it. We don't like that our suit's blocked, but we like everything else about this hand. Lovely and connected. Broadway, pairs, blockers, hit a set, but on a flush board. So we are going to actually bet this for value. No, no, we don't have. No, we're going to check it. We're going to check it. And we're going to call, though. We're not going anywhere. So that could easily be a flush, but it could also
Right.
be a position bet.
Right.
And that's almost certainly a flush. But we're going to call because we do have a full house draw. And now our hand got worse because the straight came, but that might scare someone away. They're going all in. We have to fold.
So okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can't beat a flush. But they both have flushes.
Okay. The
They
chance of
had
a full
aces.
house is like
Well, it's reasonable, but not to a pot size bet on two straights on a flush
uh,
board.
okay.
Yeah, like we just were beat. Like if we were getting even, we would. I mean, the chances of the full house would have been like 3, 6, 9 outs, so 18%. So we would have had to had knowing that there was a flush there, which we just knew that. Like, so we had 19% essentially equity, 20% equity. So we would have been needed to getting 5-1 on to make the call. And we weren't getting 5-1. It was a pot size bet. So we would have been getting 3-1. So it wasn't good enough. If it was a half pot size bet, I think we would have been able to. Maybe, yeah. But it wasn't a half pot; it was a full pot size bet. So we weren't getting the correct pot odds to make the call. It's a negative EV call when
Mm.
we know, but it would have been a positive EV called if we were getting better than 5-1, which would have been like a less than a half pot size. Or a half pot size, and we knew they would call, which they did. But so there was math involved on that one.
Yeah, that's number one.
But we just knew, yeah, well, we just knew they had a flush.
Yep.
And they did. And they had the nut flush blocker and a pair of aces. So actually, seat 3 was actually playing poker, but they
Mm.
just miscalculated. Because they're like, they thought they could get them off of a flush, but they couldn't. There we go. That's a great hand. We're going to raise anything that gets bet. There we go. Beautiful. We love to see it. Go ahead and call. Nope. Darn it. All right. Great. We're going to 3-bet that. Let's see if we get called. We can go heads up. We'll be out of position, but we're okay with that. Oh, we're just going to take it down, which we're also okay with.
Yeah.
Always
Perfectly
okay taking
acceptable.
down a pot. Yep. Always okay taking down a pot pre-flop. Sometimes we're a little bummed if like we have like a monster and like no one calls, but like, yeah. Well, with a 3-bet, yeah. Always happy. Always happy. And yes, we are just eating shit here. That's definitely a hand we can play. Double suited with an ace. It's not great, but it is a 3-bet hand. This is like exactly what we were talking about in our thing. We would see these and we would think they were folds, but then they were 3-bets.
Right.
4-bet, can't call that. That's aces. Aces are kings. We block the aces, but that doesn't mean they don't have them. We cracked their aces. It's all right. Yep. And we knew it was aces, but we cracked them.
Oh,
But
we
they had
could
a full house.
That's right. Trips, right?
No, they had queens full of eights, so we would have lost. We would have lost our whole stack.
Oh, okay, well, that worked out.
Yeah, what they have? Yeah, seat 3 had they hit a full house. They had queens and eights, and they had a full house on the
Oh,
river.
okay. That's right. That's right.
So we would have lost our whole stack. We would have been right to play it hard, and we would have lost everything. But maybe not. They might not call, but they would have. These players aren't folding 2-pair. Nope. Let's see here. No. Got to bring in. I have them as a flame. They're quite aggressive, though, right? Yeah. Yep. So we got 3-bet on a cold 4-bet from seat 3, but they've been getting. Yeah, they were being passive, but now are they being weird aggressive, or is that definitely aces? I put them on aces. I'm gonna say aces. A call. What? Why did this table get crazy all of a sudden? What? I don't know. Yeah, there's aces. What did they call with? And they hit it.
Wow.
Called with fucking insanity. Called a 4-bet with nothing at all. So, yeah. I don't understand. How do you win in this game? Like, what's the strategy here? They won't bet their top set, but they'll get it all in pre-flop with nothing at all. Like, I don't understand. That's like, what is this game that these people are playing? I don't follow. It's just maniac shit. But we're just gonna play tight. That's it. What else can you do? ABC poker, right?
No, it makes sense.
Yeah. Nope. Letting that go. I want to extend this a little bit as I'm dying to, like, I don't want to leave this table. It's got so much profit potential. I know we're coming up on time, but like, do you mind sticking around right now?
No, I can do that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. If you got to go, you got to do something. The show's like coming to time, but like,
I mean, pretty
I need to.
soon when yeah, we will need to go,
Yeah,
but
we're
thanks.
seeing 3-bets. We're seeing cold 4-bets and calls. There's a cold 4-bet, all in, and a call from this fucker. This fucker's a station. They're a gold mine. We just need to hit something. God. They're checking it. What do they have? This person says, I've got diamonds. Or I've got a full house. I have a full house. Flush or better. Flush plus. Ay, ay, ay. Oi, oi, oi. They're gonna come in for a limp raise, and they take it down. I don't understand this table. I don't understand what game is being played by these players. What is happening here? I don't think this is good enough. That 2 sucks. And shit's just so weird. I just don't want to come in without a good, rock solid hand at this point. Okay, we got a new, seat 4 is new here, so let's watch them. We know what seat 5 is all about. We know seat 6 is going crazy now. They're just going nuts, but that doesn't mean they don't have something when they c-bet, when they 3-bet. Could easily have a monster, so we have to assume they have possibly the good hands are at least in their range, so they're gonna c-bet out of position on a board that's terrible for their range. So aces. That's good enough to defend for sure.
Yep.
It's good enough to bet. It's a hesitant call, but we definitely have a lot of equity here, so we're going to go ahead and bet the pot.
Okay.
2 pair, straight draw, flush draw. Yeah. We have all the equity. We had that hand. That was our pot no matter what. So, we had the equity, we bet the pot, we took it down. Now, why didn't you call that? When you're calling all sorts of dumb shit. Don't call when we have it. Wasn't pre. Okay, watching and learning. And they're gonna check out of position. You're gonna bet pot. They could have 2 pair. They could have the 4-7 of hearts. I don't know. I don't know what they've got. I don't like that 2 at all. At all. I don't. That 2 of hearts just wrecks this hand. So we gotta let that go. It's not good enough to call to this fucking maniac. Alright, alright, alright. Fine hand to be out of. Check here. They're gonna c-bet. The hand that's bad for their range. Are you playing 6-8? No, they're not. I've got the blocker. They're not playing clubs. They are, and they're checking clubs. They're gonna take it down. All right. Almost a straight flush there. Almost don't count though, does it?
Yeah, it does not.
We got double suited, but it's bad double suited, and there's a 3-bet from this sleeper agent. I'm gonna let that go. We're gonna watch what these guys. This person's gonna almost certainly call. The snap call. 3-7-6 is probably great for their handful of nothing. This person, that's really bad for their 3-betting range. Just really, really bad. So they're gonna 3-bet it because they've got aces or kings. And this person called with whatever. Who knows? They could have a straight. They could have a bad flush. They've got a straight. They flopped a straight. That's what I think. We have a kind of 7s for us, so we block the full house. I don't know, straight. They're gonna go all in with their straight. They're gonna say that 7, the full house doesn't play. They had the straight. What did seat 6 have? What did they bet all their chips with? Let's find out. They bet with nothing. Looked like, well, it went away. Looks like they bet with, oh, they left. And our money left. Oh, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We can't call that. It's a terrible hand. They bet with Queen Jack 3-2, single suit to the Queen. They had a pair of threes, is what they bet with. Threes and sevens. And they bet a big giant pot. So they were a maniac. They ended up tilting and getting impatient and being a maniac. So I don't understand. I don't understand at all. So we're just gonna try and claw back out of here playing rock solid poker here. Was this person when we saw them bluff. We saw seat 5 bluff before. But they haven't been playing, so I think that's probably a value bet there. I think they've got
Okay.
2 pair or better. Yeah, three of a kind or better. That's kind of what I put them on as a 7. It's a pair. I'm gonna call. We do have a straight draw, but it's not much, and we're out of position. A 6 is good. That's about as bad as a hand could get for us. A bad of a card that could come for us. So we're gonna give up on this one. Fold any bet. Yeah. Good hand. It's a very good hand. We'll be playing that on the button. We do want people to call. We would love to see a 3-bet here. We'll take a call. And we will continue with our flush draw and our overpair. So we'll go ahead and continue there with a 2/3 pot bet. They're going to call. We're going to keep going with it. We're going to bet 2/3 again. If they bet, we're just going to call because we have a hand, but we don't. Well, we might even raise. I don't know what they would. That's such a duck. It doesn't change anything. Our good hand is still a good hand, and they could have 2 pair. Well, we still have an overpair and a flush draw, so we're going to keep going. They're going to call. We hit our flush, so they could have a better flush. It's possible. They seem to like it. We're going to call it, and if they have an ace-high flush, then we lose. Ace or king. And we had it. They had a pair of aces. They didn't 3-bet their aces. I don't understand. Why didn't you 3-bet aces? What are you doing? I don't understand these players. They had a suited ace. They had aces with a suit. And they didn't 3-bet. They called. Were they slow playing? Like, what are they thinking? I don't understand these players at all. It's like, why wouldn't you bet that? I don't get it. They're trying to trick me.
I doubt it.
And then the flush came and they bet. Like, what position? I don't understand. I don't understand.
I simply
Weirdos.
don't understand
Weirdos.
the game as well as you.
I don't. Well, I'm just baffled by like the decisions that are being made by the players at this table. I have a real good straight draw here, but I'm out of position, so I'm just gonna call.
Yeah.
And we now have top pair and a straight draw, so I'm gonna bet it. That's value. That's just value. All right. Yeah. We're just ABC is straightforward, no funny business. Don't overthink it. Just bet your hands and hold your junk. That's it. Believe the bet. Yep. Seems like the maniacs are gone at least.
Yeah.
Which is, it's good and bad. Maniacs are
Right.
nice because maniacs you
It's an
can make a lot of
opportunity to
money
make
on,
money,
but
yeah.
you have to have a hand. You have to be able to beat them.
Right.
So we did flop a straight, but we're not in the hand, so no one's betting. So it wouldn't have mattered. We would have got six. Well, here we go. There it is. Someone's like, I'm just gonna bet. What do you have? Well, we have the straight, so they could have a better straight. Technically, they could have a 6-7, but that's pretty bad. I'm gonna let that go. It's not a good hand. Not a good hand even on the button. Oh shoot, I didn't. I'm so bad at running OBS. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm terrible at it. Ace, king, 7-3 with a suited king. Yeah, it's good enough to play four-handed on the cutoff. It's good enough for the position. We do have a high card. We have the nut flush blocker. We have a straight draw, but it's not a good one. So we're going to check it. We also have a backdoor flush draw, so we're not going anywhere, but we did hit our straight, so we'll bet pot.
Yep.
We're going to put Hollywood on though. We're going to let this sit here and be like,
Okay.
do we pretend to bet it? So we're going to just let it Hollywood first. So we're just going to let this person soak for a minute. I'm just going to marinate this hand. There you go. Pot size bet. And they snap called. Oh, we block the flush, so we're gonna bet pot. And they snap called, and they donated. They didn't even think. They didn't even have a better hand than a straight, and they snap called a pot size bet on the river with a flush on the board and a straight on the board. What the fuck?
Wow.
Station. So we were right. We were right. Oh, we're gonna check it. We're gonna check it. We hit a pair of nines, and we do have a gut shot straight draw with a queen. We now have a queen, still brings us the nut straight. We do have a pair of nines, but we got to check it down. We're out of position. And that did not help. And let's hope our nines are good. Nope, they're queen high flush. Their second nut flush on the button wasn't good enough to bet on the river. We'll give them a nit. Tight passive. Holy fuck, these players. All right. Yeah. No fancy business. No funny business. No funny business at all. A double suited paired king. Yeah. Double suited king to the jack with a pair of fives is good enough. It's a fine hand to bet on the button. They folded. They didn't bet their flush, but they did fold pre-flop. They didn't defend. They also didn't defend their big blind, so like there you go. That makes sense. I guess they're just super tight, I guess. So whatever. All right, we're just gonna play. There's nothing to do here. It really is just ABC, straightforward. Let's just, when we have a hand, we bet, and when we don't, we don't. That's it. And like, unless a very beautiful, obvious bluff that is just where all the things, all the stars align, we'll buff those. Because you still have to bluff, but like we're going to tone our bluffs way, way, way down. And we're going to be betting pot for value, for thin value
Right,
against this
right.
player for sure.
Did you fire just one bullet today?
I fired a bullet. I fired two bullets, but we're almost back to breaking even. So I do have a backdoor flush draw and a double gut shots. I have a good straight draw and also another gut shot straight draw. So I've got a good hand. I've got equity. I'm not going anywhere. I don't think I'm going to check raise. This would be a check raise if I was playing against real players, but not against a calling station. So not against stations. And a net that bets, well, we're just going to call. And we did not hit what we wanted. And if that, so tens and twos, two pair. I don't think they have a flush. I think we're probably good. Yeah, we'll just take it down.
Okay.
Let that go for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. All right. I feel like I can get out of the gutter. I think I can get back to even. I think I've got the pace of this table.
Okay, well, that's great.
And I'm starting to think like this whole time I've been at these stakes, I've been giving all these players credit because it's higher stakes, but really what I'm just seeing is just like ABC. ABC's the way. Just ABC poker. Nothing too fancy. Don't overthink it. Yep. Yep. That's a good enough hand to play on the button.
Yep. Yep.
Good enough. They're thinking of bringing in. They just got here. That's a new player. And they're gonna min click, but that's okay because they're short stacked, so we're just gonna call it. And we're probably gonna get calls here and here. So we're gonna go multi-way, but we've got a decent multi-way hand here.
Okay.
It didn't come up. That's a bad flop for us in every way. It's not a good flop for them either. It's a great flop for seat 3. That's a very good, but they're gonna bet it, so they like it. We don't, so we'll let them have it. Seat 3 is, yeah, it's gonna fold. I mean, that's okay. They probably didn't have anything, but they're probably afraid of the pair. But that could have easily been just a bluff, a c-bet bluff, which I would have done, but I'm not doing anymore because of the nature of this table. So we'll
Right.
watch seat 6 a little bit. They brought in with a min click, even though they've got more than they're buying, even though they're slightly up. Got a 3-bet from seat 6. But they're betting correctly. They're sizing correctly, but that's a 3-bet, so I believe them. And so
Right.
they're going to check out of position to a hand that's not good for their range. And they're going to check again. So they're going to check out of position because they don't have anything. But they might bet now. No, they're going to check, and this person's going to check because they don't have anything. And so they c-bet a little wide. They 3-bet a little wide, and they were on the big blind.
Okay.
And I don't think they should. We're just gonna check. They limped now. Now they limped. God, these players. I don't know. This hand's terrible. So we're gonna take our free roll. We're gonna play our top pair. That's for sure what we're gonna do. We're gonna bet it because it's top pair. Let's see what they do. They're gonna call top pair. We're gonna check our now no longer top pair. They're gonna bet. They like that. No, they're gonna check. We'll check it back. And we now have 2 pair, and it's not great, and it doesn't beat us straight, and they checked it. We probably have the best hand, but we're going to just check it down and win a small pot. ABC. ABC.
Yep.
Basic. Nothing fancy. There we go. Ace Jack 6-8 isn't great to a raise, especially after they've been min raising. So what I now know is I thought for a second I gave them the benefit of the doubt that they were playing well, but it wasn't. They're playing face up. So face up, face up, loose, aggressive. Size equals value. Equals there. So they're betting according to how strong their hand is.
Charlotte had a comment, said seat will allow better card play, so not sure how this button thing works. You can explain it better than I can.
Okay, so I do kind of know what that means. Give me a second. Let me mark them as an aggressive kind of fish. I'm gonna give them, I'm gonna give them a fire. So hey, when you're dyslexic, ABC might not be the terms. Yeah. Well, I'm not dyslexic, but now that if you're dyslexic, Charlotte, I apologize, but ABC. So have I missed? The seat will allow a better card play. So yes, that is. So Charlotte. So not sure how the button thing works. So basically, this is a principle of poker that's a very fundamental principle of poker, but that's true, and it's kind of the most important part of it. So basically, the button is this little circle here that says D. D stands for dealer. So because we're not, when you're playing in a live game in your house, you just pass the deck around, and that person's, whoever's dealing, goes last. The play starts to the left of the dealer. So this is the dealer. So each seat at this table is a position, and so working clockwise from the dealer, we've got the small blind because they have to bring in half the big blind. The big blind is this. That means those are blind bets. So we're gonna be rebetting. Yeah, we're gonna 3-bet this. We're gonna 3-bet our double suited ace with a straight draw, with a wheel draw here. And we get called. We get cold called with a 3-bet. I will explain it to you when I'm not playing in a hand with 3-bet cold call. Multi-way. And that's great for our range because that's good for that's a super good straight draw. So we're gonna c-bet that.
Okay.
It is a bluff out of, no, we're not gonna bluff out of position.
Check.
We're gonna check. Because they're gonna call. That's a calling station. So if they bet, we're calling. We're not going anywhere. Yeah. They bet pot. We call. That's terrible for us because they almost certainly have a queen. So we're gonna check that. And if they bet pot, we have to let it. Yeah, they're gonna go in all in. But here's the thing: is that's a 30 big blind bet on 130. So it's 30 big blinds to win 150, 160 after we put ours in. So the odds of us catching any of our straight cards is worth it because we're getting the right pot odds, so we're calling them. They're ahead.
Okay.
They have 2s and 4s. So why is this say our connection got weird or something? So I don't know what's going on. We have like some weird connection issue. I don't know why it's counting us down and not giving us the option here. So shit. I mean, we're gonna check anyway. We don't know what's happening. And it's all in. This is just weird. So the site's being weird now. So I don't know what that means. And so they win. So we didn't catch it, but we were getting the right pot odds. We couldn't let that go. So that's okay. That's okay. We don't feel bad about that. Anyway, Charlotte, back to what we were talking about. So the button is the last player to go. That's the dealer. It's called the button because when you're playing in a casino, they have a little actual like tablet, which is what it looks like this, and it's a little thing they pass around because in a casino you have a dealer. So the dealer's always dealing, but you have to still move the deal around for the positions. So the positions are the button or the dealer. It's called the button. That's the position. That means they're the last person to act, and that means you get to see what everybody else does before you make your decision, and everyone after you can check, and no one, you can bet, and like, it's like it's you're just safer. You have the most information. It's the most advantageous position. To the left of the button is the second last person, or is the small blind, because they have to put in a blind bet that's half the size of the big blind's blind bet, meaning they have to bet before they see their cards. To After that, in this position, is under the gun, because they're the first person to act after the big blind. So that's always under the gun. It's also the low jack. And then in the next position, that's after the under the gun in six-handed, would be the hijack. We're now in the big blind because they're sitting out anyway. So that would be, this position would be the hijack. And then this position is the cutoff. I don't know why it's called that, but it's right before the button. And those are the positions. So basically, the closer you are to the button, the more hands you can play, and the more advantage it is to play. We're defending this hand. And we did hit a pair of fives with a straight draw. So we need a 4 for a straight, or, oh shit, we got to call it. We have equity. We don't anymore. Now we can fold. Yeah, we gotta fold it. Ugh, 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 ugh. Hate it, hate it. We should have folded. We shouldn't have called that draw. Um, we defended the big blind. So a house rules has advantages to maybe gain the table. Evening odds if all sit for rounds. Charlotte, I sincerely apologize. I do not know what those things mean. No, it's a 3-bet. That's a 3-bet. We have to fold. We're in the small blind. You sort of get it. Charlotte, if you would like someday to like jump on a Zoom or a call, I would absolutely be happy to explain all that stuff to you in a way that you do understand it. Um, it would be my pleasure. Just let me know. You know how to get in touch with me. You got my number? You got my WhatsApp? I think you do. If you don't, I'll get it to you. You get it from Emily. I give you permission to get it from Emily. I do have a straight here, but I'm out of the hand. I was afraid of. Straight with a nut flush draw? Yeah, darn it. Anyway. Well, now we're back down because of that hand that we got. We had to call. And written 2-pair, just like it's bad 2-pair. These players are wild.
This keeps throwing you off.
Yeah, Charlotte apologized because Americans. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Americans don't speak English." It's
I know.
true.
I don't know what happened, and
We do. We speak American.
Australia.
I
Wait,
don't
in
know what
Australia, you guys use the metric system
evening
too, right?
odds if all sit for rounds. I just don't know what that.
America's a weird
Oh, I
country.
do know what you mean by that. I know what Charlotte means by that. So what you're saying is the odds are even because eventually everyone evens the odds because it goes around the table. Yes, that
Yes,
is
that
true.
is what
That
she.
is
I thought
correct.
she meant. I was.
Okay,
I
that's what
thought
that
we.
means.
Yep. Yep.
Um, why?
The house doesn't have an advantage in this game, but it's like they make money from the rake.
Yeah, the house, they take, so the casino takes a little bit of money out of every pot, and it's a high rake. That's called the rake, and that's why if you look at the pot, it's like less than what goes in as soon as you've seen a flop. So I did call this, and I do have a gut shot straight draw and a backdoor nut flush draw. So I'm not going to bet it. I'm not bluffing. It's not good enough to bluff. I maybe should have bet it. Probably should have bet it. I can't do anything here now. My hand got cooked. So, but that is correct, sort of, because it's not exactly that simple. But so house rules has advantages to maybe gain the table. I don't know what that means. House games are better almost always. Like I like playing house games a lot. I wish anyone in Ventura County wanted to play poker ever. I have yet to play a reasonable house game since I've been here. And I've been here a couple years. And I've been looking. And so I just don't know the right people. But I love poker and no one ever wants to play. No one I know wants to play ever. So I'm gonna give up on this table. I'm gonna sit out the next big blind. I'm gonna chalk up this to a loss, and we've lost. I think is this our fourth week in a row where we were down, where we're lost. So I've definitely been on a downswing at
Yeah,
these new
it's a
stakes.
down streak, I guess
Yeah,
you call it.
and so we didn't lose big. Um, and I do feel like I kind of figured out the way to play going forward. And it's just ABC. It's just like I've been overthinking. I've been getting too fancy, and it hasn't been working. And so I think just reading the players and playing straightforward is the move. So with that, I'm gonna see this out, and I'm gonna just not post the big blind. I'm gonna see if we get a monster. Uh,
I don't know about
uh,
that.
I know about
Hurts.
folding it. I know about that. So we'll see one more hand here before we're out. So we got. I don't know what these. I'm baffled. I'm baffled at the play. I'm literally baffled at what these players are doing. I really don't understand it, and I'm losing. So I can talk all the shit I want, but I'm down. So that's the reality of it. I'm calling too loose. Maybe not. I don't feel like I'm calling too loose. I called too loose a couple times, but man, hard to peg these players. Just hard to tell. They're just all over the place. They'll bet bad draws and garbage. Yeah, that's good enough. One last hurrah. Let's try and win a hand here. The two sucks, but we like the double suit and we like these three cards together. So we haven't been seeing three bets, so we're probably safe. There's a three bet though. We're still gonna play it. It's double suited. It's the last hand. We're gonna see it. We're gonna at least see a flop here. And that's very good for us. Queens and nines with a nut with a straight flush draw. Yeah, we're good. We're gonna play this. Not going anywhere. I'm gonna bet it. I am gonna bet small. I'm gonna bet 8 for a third pot. Just gonna see what happens. Almost certainly not a full house here, so I'm not really worried about that. Easily either of these two could have a queen. We now have a straight draw. We still have a straight flush draw. I'll check it. Let's see. And now we definitely don't have a good hand anymore. I think one of these players has a queen. I think seat 6 has a queen. So I think we probably lost. Yep. They had a queen. So, all right, I'm out. Peace out. Get rid of that. Rayna, go ahead and unmute your video. Let's get the post game going here. Welcome back, Rayna. So, what did we learn today?
We learned we should be checking.
We should be checking on a position always, basically, except for when we
Checking
have
out of
us
position.
really strong hand. We're
Right.
gonna bet with our. We're gonna ignore the rules of like we're not gonna worry about protecting our check range. We're not gonna worry about any of that stuff. We're just gonna play straightforward. When we have a good hand, we bet it. When we have a bad hand, we fold it. That's how we're going to play poker going forward. And I think it's going to work. I hope it works. I have been, since I've moved up to these stakes, I have not been winning, and it kills me. And I can't tell if it's because I'm playing bad or if I'm just I mean, I should be reviewing my hands. I need to start reviewing my hands and studying more. So we'll have to do that. Yeah, it's a wild thing. It's a wild thing. And so in any case, we're gonna just play straightforward poker going forward. Next week we're gonna do just straightforward stuff, and I'm gonna
Okay.
try that all throughout the week and
All
see
right.
how plays out. So once
I need
again,
to I
thank
need
you
to
so
sit and watch
much.
it too. I need to do some more analysis to try to understand what's going on here better. So
Yeah, I mean, PLO is confusing. It's a lot going on. And Charlotte, thanks for everything. Thanks for the
yeah,
super
thank you so
chat. It
much
is
for
what
hanging
it
out with us.
is. Game on, darling. That's number Wang. Except it's not number Wang. It isn't what it is. It's weird. And I'm gonna crack this fucking code and I'm gonna beat these stakes. I'm gonna start fucking winning. And I am also on a down streak, and I know that that does just happen, and I'm definitely on one. I'm not outclassed. I know I'm not outclassed by these players. So it's just a matter of figuring out the right way to handle these stakes, and I'm getting there. Getting there. I'm gonna figure it out.
Well, I think we were getting there. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we're getting there. All right, Raina, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow
All right.
probably. Yeah.
Yes,
Is tomorrow the big party or is that Monday?
tomorrow.
Jesus Christ. I don't know how I'm gonna handle that, and then Monday karaoke.
Well, only way to find out.
The hard way, I think. All right. Kisses, babe. I'll see you tomorrow. Everyone
Bye.
else, we'll see you later. We're not doing Border Trans tonight because Trans Pride Week and Emily's engaged and all that. But next week we'll be back with Border Trans and also a new show called Romance After Dark, where I'm gonna read a chapter from my romance novel. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to audiobook it up and I'm going to read from my romance novels with sexy lighting and with a sexy voice. That's what's going to go on next
You're
week.
not going to want to miss that.
You're not going to want to miss Romance After Dark with Amanda Bonanza. You're definitely not going to want to miss that. So, au revoir, adieu,
Farewell.
konnichiwa. Is that right? Or is that thank you? It's like good morning.
Yeah.
Auf
Something like
Wiedersehen. Ciao. Adios.